Imagine being 11 years old, drifting alone in the middle of the ocean. No food, no water, no family. Just you, the sea, and silence. This is the haunting true story of Tere Duperrault Fassbender, the little girl who survived a massacre at sea and lived to tell the tale. Today, we dive into one of the most chilling survival stories in modern history. In November of 1961, the Duperrault family from Green Bay, Wisconsin decided to take the trip of a lifetime. Dr. Arthur Duperrault, a World War II veteran and successful optometrist, had long dreamed of taking his family on a week-long sailing adventure in the Bahamas. With him were his wife Jean and their 3 children, Brian, 14, Tere Jo, 11, later known as Tere, and Renee, just 7 years old. They chartered a 60-foot sailboat called the Bluebelle, captained by Julian Harvey, a decorated pilot and sailor traveling with his 6th wife, Mary Dean. The trip started off as expected. Warm sun, turquoise waters, and family memories in the making. The Bluebelle stopped at small Bahamian islands, allowing the family to snorkel, explore beaches, and enjoy their time away from the mainland. But on the night of November 12th, just days into the voyage, everything changed. That night, 11-year-old Tere Jo had gone to bed early in a small cabin at the back of the boat. She woke to the sound of footsteps, voices, and then silence. When she climbed up to the deck to see what was going on, she was met with a nightmare. The bodies of her mother and brother. Captain Julian Harvey was the only one alive, and instead of rescuing her, he tried to kill her too. She ran back to her cabin and hid. Water began rising. The boat had been scuttled. Harvey took the dinghy and left her behind, expecting her to drown with the sinking yacht. Tere Jo, in a state of shock, managed to grab a small cork float. Not a boat, just a flimsy life float with no food, water, or shade. And with that, she was alone, lost at sea. For 3.5 days she drifted across the open ocean. The sun scorched her skin, she saw sharks circling below, her lips cracked and her limbs ached. She was 11, and she was dying. But she refused to let go. She thought of her family and she held on. On the 4th day, a Greek freighter named Captain Theo spotted something strange in the water. A tiny figure floating motionless. They pulled Tere Jo from the sea, barely alive. She was sunburnt, dehydrated, and close to death. But she had survived. Meanwhile, Julian Harvey had already made it to shore. He told the Coast Guard that the Bluebelle had been caught in a storm and that his wife and the Duperraults had all perished. But once word got out that Tere Jo had survived, everything unraveled. Harvey checked into a motel in Miami. The next morning, before he could be questioned further, he took his own life. It was later discovered that he had a history of mysterious incidents and may have killed his wife for insurance money, murdering the Duperraults to cover it up. Tere Jo, later known as Tere Duperrault Fassbender, went on to live a quiet life. She stayed out of the spotlight for decades, but in 2010, nearly 50 years later, she published her memoir, Alone, Orphaned on the Ocean. In it, she shared the trauma, the pain, and the strength it took to survive. Not just the sea, but the memories that haunted her for years. She became a symbol of resilience, living proof that even in the darkest moments, hope can float. Her story isn't just about survival. It's about human endurance, the will to live, and the truth that even the smallest voices can carry the loudest strength. If you found this story as moving as we did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible true stories from around the world. And remember, no matter how deep the sea or how dark the night, never give up.